The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was filled with cold light and silent faces. Hundreds of alien species stood in tall rows, their eyes fixed on one single figure in the center, the human ambassador. He stood straight, calm, but everyone could feel the weight on his shoulders. Humanity had come to the Council for help, but the galaxy was about to turn away. For months, a powerful enemy species had been destroying human colonies on the frontier. Earth had asked for support, protection, even a small fleet. But now, after long debates, the final vote was happening. One by one, the glowing screens above each alien delegate turned red. The Council refuses. Humanity will stand alone. Those words echoed through the hall. The ambassador did not move. He simply looked around the room, watching entire civilizations turn their backs. Some species looked afraid, some ashamed, and some even amused. To them, humans were too young, too weak, too emotional. Helping them, they believed, was a waste of resources. But deep inside, the ambassador felt something else, a spark. The last screen turned red. The vote was complete. The galaxy had abandoned Earth. Alien fleets began to leave the chamber, their steps loud and heavy. The hall grew empty, but a strange silence remained. Outside the Council station's window, the stars shone cold and distant. And in that moment, the ambassador whispered words no one heard. "If no one stands with us, we will stand alone." He turned and walked away, not defeated, but changed. Something had awakened inside humanity. A strength they had never used before. A fire no alien species had ever seen. Far away, near the edge of human space, a mysterious signal pulsed in the darkness, and even the Council felt a chill. Because sometimes the galaxy's biggest mistake is thinking humans will stay weak. When a human ambassador returned to Earth, the world was already changing. News of the Council's rejection spread across every city, every colony, every screen. At first there was shock, then anger, and finally, something stronger, unity. For the first time in history, humanity stopped fighting each other. Leaders of every nation gathered in one room, not as separate countries, but as a single species facing the same threat. The decision was clear. If the galaxy had abandoned them, then humanity would rise without the galaxy. Deep underground, old bunkers opened. Massive steel doors slid aside to reveal hidden research labs. Engineers who once designed peaceful machines now worked on weapons the galaxy believed impossible. Scientists who once argued now shared ideas like they were one mind. And far from Earth, inside the cold rings of Saturn, something enormous began construction. A superstructure the size of a small moon, dark, silent, covered with scaffolding. Only a few people knew what it truly was. Alien spies who tried to approach vanished without a trace. Rumors spread through the galaxy. Humans are building something big. Nobody knew how big. On Mars, giant shipyards came alive. Robotic cranes moved day and night, assembling long, sharp hulls of unknown design. Engines glowed with a strange blue light, technology no alien race had ever seen before. Earth stopped asking the Council for help. They stopped sending messages. They stopped explaining. And that silence scared the galaxy more than any weapon. Back on Earth, the human ambassador walked through the new global command center. Massive screens showed hidden fleets, new bases, strange energy readings. Humanity was preparing not only to survive, but to fight back. A quiet voice inside him whispered. They walked away. Now we rise. But no one outside Earth knew that something inside Saturn's rings had just powered on for the first time. Across the galaxy, strange stories began to spread. At first, they were only small whispers, nothing confirmed, nothing official. But every whisper carried the same message. Something is happening in human space. Merchant ships reported seeing bright blue flashes near the edge of the Sol system. Pirate crews who tried to attack human cargo routes vanished without leaving wreckage behind. Patrol drones from alien empires captured brief images, only shadows, of massive shapes moving faster than any known ship. The Council dismissed these reports as fear and imagination. But the smaller species, the ones closest to human borders, felt something different, a growing tension like the quiet before a storm. Meanwhile, inside the hidden superstructure in Saturn's rings, workers moved like ants around a giant beast. The colossal metallic frame, longer than any dreadnought in the galaxy, was finally coming alive. Blue energy pulsed under its armor, lighting the dark workshops with ghost-like patterns. This was Project Horizon, the first of humanity's secret fleet. Only 12 commanders knew about it. Only one man controlled it. In deep space, a hostile alien empire, the Vrax Dominion, prepared to test humanity's weakness. They believed humans were still scattered and hopeless after the Council's betrayal. So they sent a huge invasion force toward human territory, confident they would crush Earth quickly. But something unexpected happened. Their forward scouts entered human space and never returned. Their second wave found only silence and empty star systems. Their commander finally sent a fleet of 50 warships, and only 2 ships limped back. Their final message to the Dominion was short and shaken. We met something, a ship that swallowed darkness, a weapon we have no name for. Humans, they are not what they were. Rumors now spread faster than light. The humans have built a war fleet from shadows, and the galaxy began to feel fear for the first time. The galaxy watched with growing unease as more stories emerged about strange human technology. No one knew the truth, but every rumor pointed to one fact. Humanity had changed. Inside the massive command chamber on Earth, generals and scientists stood before a giant hologram of Project Horizon, the super dreadnought hidden in Saturn's rings. It was no longer just a ship. It was a symbol, a warning, a promise. Its dark hull absorbed light like deep space itself. Its engines glowed with a cold blue fire that seemed alive. And its main weapon, an experimental energy cannon, was said to be strong enough to tear open a small moon. But Earth did not reveal this to anyone. Outside human borders, abandoned colonies cried for help. These were the same species who once voted against humanity in the Galactic Council. Now their planets burned under the assault of the Vrax Dominion. They sent desperate messages. Humanity, please help us. We were wrong. We need you. We're sorry. Save us. But the transmissions went unanswered. Earth's silence terrified them far more than the invading enemy. Inside Project Horizon's control deck, Commander Eric Hale looked at the star map showing dozens of burning colonies across the galaxy. His officers waited for orders. Everyone knew humans were strong now, maybe too strong. But were they willing to save those who abandoned them? The answer came not in words, but in action. In the darkness of space, the hidden shipyards near Mars opened. 10 massive vessels, sleek, sharp, and glowing, emerged like shadows with wings. They formed into a perfect spearhead formation, engines humming with deadly potential. The human fleet began its first real movement. No announcement, no warning, no requests, only cold, silent power. Something vast had awakened, and the galaxy felt it like a heartbeat in the void. Across the galaxy, panic began to spread like wildfire. The Vrax Dominion kept pushing deeper into weaker territories, and every defeated colony sent the same desperate message. Where are the humans? The same species who once laughed at humanity now feared the silence more than the enemy. They gathered in emergency meetings, shouting, arguing, regretting the vote that abandoned Earth. Even the Galactic Council, usually calm and proud, was filled with tension. For the first time in countless years, they realized something terrifying. Maybe humanity didn't need the galaxy anymore. Meanwhile, in deep space, the newly formed human fleet traveled without broadcasting signals, without sending warnings, without asking permission. Their dark hulls blended with the stars, moving like predators through the void. Every ship carried advanced weaponry capable of destroying an entire enemy formation in seconds. Commander Eric Hale stood on the bridge of Project Horizon, watching incoming intel. More colonies fell. More species begged for help. And still, Earth remained silent publicly. Inside the council, one alien leader slammed his fist on the table. We abandoned them. Now they abandon us. Before anyone could respond, a sudden alert flashed across every star map in the hall. An unknown fleet had appeared at multiple locations at the same time. Sharp, triangular shapes. Cold blue engine trails. No identification codes. The room fell silent. Humans, one delegate whispered. At that same moment, Commander Hale sent the first and only message the Council had received in months. His voice was calm, distant, almost cold. You left us to stand alone. Now we fight alone. Stay out of our way. And with that, the human fleet turned toward the heart of the Vrax Dominion, preparing to strike a blow so powerful the galaxy would never forget it. The Council watched helplessly. They had created the one thing they never wanted, a humanity with nothing left to lose. The Vrax Dominion never expected what came next. In the deepest part of their territory, their capital system prepared for victory celebrations. Their commanders believed humanity was still weak, still scared, still waiting for help that would never come. They did not know humanity no longer needed anyone. Without warning, space around the Vrax homeworld ripped open. Blue cracks of light expanded like claws tearing through the dark. One by one, massive human warships emerged, silent, cold, and unstoppable. At the center appeared the largest shadow of all, Project Horizon. Its arrival alone shook entire sensor networks. Vrax commanders panicked, shouting orders, forming defensive lines. But their fleets looked tiny, almost fragile, compared to the human super-dreadnought drifting forward like a metal planet. Commander Eric Hale stood on the bridge, voice steady. Begin the operation. For humanity. The first volley of human fire was not loud. It was precise. Blue energy beams sliced through enemy formations like paper. Vrax warships exploded in silent flashes, swallowed by their own collapsing shields. Their capital defenders tried to counterattack, but humanity's new engines moved faster than anything the galaxy had ever seen. The aliens watching from distant systems could only whisper. Humans, they fight like legends. Amid the destruction, Hale saw messages from abandoned species begging for rescue. Despite everything, despite betrayal, human ships left the battlefield briefly to save civilians trapped in Dominion prisons. They evacuated millions, even those who had once turned their backs. The galaxy was stunned. Humanity was not only powerful, humanity was merciful. After a final, decisive strike, the Dominion fell. Its command citadel collapsed in a silent burst of light. The war was over, and for the first time, the galaxy understood a truth they had ignored. When left alone, humanity does not break. It becomes unstoppable. The Council knew it clearly now. Abandoning humans was the greatest mistake in galactic history.